Death Note was actually really good. The story is engaging, the plot is interesting, a bit dense at times, but the characters were very well realized and acted, and yeah, I really enjoyed this film. But, and this is a big disclaimer, I have never read the original manga nor seen the anime, so I'm coming in with fresh eyes. From what I've heard, it's been grossly simplified and changed, much to the chagrin of its fans, but I can only judge this film based on what I saw, and I had fun. It does have some issues, mainly with how much it tries to cram in. I saw this film with my sister, though, who is familiar with the manga, so I will add some of her thoughts towards the end. I can see why this manga is so popular. If you're not familiar with Death Note, it's about a book called The Death Note that contains a death god, and you can write any name you want and that person will die. We follow Light, a young teenager that has a strong sense of justice based on a tragic past. He starts off small, taking care of a bully at school, and eventually he's taken to watching the news and offing criminals he deems bad. Now, there are a lot of rules to the Death Note, like how you write someone's name, how you can take something back. You can even control your victims to a certain extent. His partner in crime is his girlfriend Mia, and they both have an antagonistic relationship with our other protagonist, L, who is a super detective, and I will get back to these characters, but first, some general thoughts. It's a really cool setup. Now, fans of the original series already knew this, but for me, learning about this Death Note for the first time, I was hooked. It's a great premise, and it's fun to see how people die. There's definitely some Final Destination type thrills, actually even better because the deaths are very graphic and special effects have vastly improved from our Final Destination days. Trust me. This film moves very fast. When I was watching it, I felt hooked, but I realized it was because the scenes weren't very long and every line of dialogue spoken was super important. There are no extraneous lines said in this film. A lot of them actually carry double meanings. So they might be talking about how a bagel tastes, but it's actually a metaphor for, is it right to murder people? That's not actually a scene, but there are so many conversations like that, layering something seemingly innocuous with a grand statement on the nature of good or evil. The fast pacing of this movie is also its downfall, though. We never have any useless banter. Everything matters and it's exhausting. There are these beautiful dramatic scenes that I just want another beat to enjoy. This is especially true between Light and his girlfriend Mia. I think they did show us enough that they truly care about each other, but I just wanted one more scene when they were hanging out and it wasn't just some mechanism to push the plot forward. There's also one dance scene in particular that I wish just let them look into each other's eyes just a bit longer. I think they deserved it. Light Turner is played by Nat Wolff, and I really enjoyed this performance. He's actually really funny, and I was able to follow his emotional journey very easily. His face says it all. Mia is great in the exact same ways. I think they have really great chemistry. Mia also exudes a really cool vibe where we know something is a little bit off. Finally, we have Elle, played by Keith Stanfield. I think most people will know him from the trailer of Get Out, even if you haven't seen Get Out. He's that dude with a smile on his face and he just starts crying while smiling. It's really freaky. But yeah, he is awesome in this role. The physicality of the character, the way he's always kind of hunched, and his weird twitchiness, it all works because the actor seems totally committed. His voice is also really strangely soothing. The beat and tone of it is a bit off, but it matches how he looks and moves. Overall, I think this film is very well cast. And finally, I really enjoyed the music. It's got the 80s synth vibe, and that always puts me in some kind of mood. Comboed with the colorful way this film is shot, it's an easy, enjoyable watch. I felt kind of nostalgic seeing this film, and after I finished it, I found out it was directed by Adam Wingard, director of The Guest, and that's where I felt that feeling before. Adam Wingard has a very distinct style, from the blue and red lighting to the 80s music and energetic editing. Honestly, based on some articles and early buzz, I was surprised I enjoyed it at all. I was ready to hate it. My sister was surprised too. This film took some turns that were actually surprising. Things that usually take whole films to occur happens within minutes, and you're constantly left wondering, wait, what happens next? Does this mean the movie is over? but it's only been 15 minutes. My sister told me this Netflix film was different enough from the source material that she could enjoy it. Look, I know how it feels when something you love is butchered, and no film based on other source materials is going to satisfy everyone. I'm glad this film was made because it introduced me in movie form to a story that I want to learn more about. And more importantly, it's a well-made film. All the characters have clear character arcs, it looks and sounds good, and it's well acted. It does feel rushed. I think it would have helped to have an extra 20 minutes where we could just take a breath. It also feels a bit constructed, but Netflix is kind of a machine, so I wouldn't be surprised if they used some kind of algorithm to compose parts of it. Overall, I give this film a B+. It's fun. If you've seen the original, it might annoy you to see all the stuff they've changed, but as a standalone film, it's thousands of miles better than other recent Japanese to American adaptations. Death Note is available to watch right now on Netflix. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.